Hello everyone, we are Mahendra. We are here today to talk to you about how technology can be used to improve the quality and sustainable development.
In the present, technology become most important factor in society. According to that, we describe this as four main topics. What is sustainable development? How sustainable development impact economic, social and environmental, and final point will be conclusion. Okay, let's now move on to what is sustainable development. There are many definitions for this. Simply, we can define as economic development that is conduct without depletion of natural resources. There are two main models to explain this concept. Three spheres of sustainability and four spheres of sustainability. There are 17 sustainable development goals to transport our world. In three spheres of sustainability, there has environmental accept, social accept and economic accept. Mainly, we use three spheres of sustainability to describe sustainable development. Forward, we describe these concepts one by one. In four spheres of sustainability, we additionally add political. Sustainable development is only achieved when there is balance or trade-off between these accept.
I told you there has three main parts in sustainable development.
Hello everyone, my part is how technology can use to improve economic development. Technological innovation becomes support of all strategies and policies aimed at ensuring sustainable economic development. Advancement of high productivity, green technologies and sustainable development become component of innovation vector. We intend to provide policy support for integration of environmental and social progress requirements as preconditions of sustainable economic development, which in turn can boost technological innovation. And also, economic influence of technological innovations are there. Best available technology was developed as an integrative concept that aims to integrate specific field measures. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change defined best available technology as the most effective and advanced system of methods and practices to prevent, limit or reduce environmental impact of pollution that may occur in different industries. Best available technology implementation in relevant industrial sector under economically and technically viable conditions. Imposed the new concept of best available technology not entailing excessive economical cost. Such approaches are inspired by the advent of new theory of industrial ecology, which subordinates economic objective to those of restoring planet resilience through a responsible behavior of anthropogenic factor. Industrial ecology leaves open development of a holistic solution that includes, beside design of integrated energy networks, their external cost and recovery of natural resources cost. Since early 1990s, following equation was proposed that helps to illustrate central role of technology in sustainable development.
Guys, we all know nowadays all the economic entities and businesses are depends on technology. With the impact of technology, all the world become as a universal village.
With the advent of communication, globalization is rapidly growing so that it helps to companies expand their market all over the world. Many more companies nowadays use computerized systems to store day-to-day transactions and data. As an example, we can mention ERP systems, CRM systems, inventory systems, e-tendering systems, etc. By using these systems, we are able to efficiently perform day-to-day business operations. Under these, businesses will be able to achieve the highest productivity in the minimum efficiency and make highest contribution to the economy. Furthermore, with the advent of technology, new capital instruments, infrastructures, new innovations, genetically modified foods have entered the business and market. Thus, we can mention that technology play a major role in the economic development. Now I'm going to wind up my part and invite Menaka to continue the video presentation.
Explain about the social sustainability. Social sustainability is the process of creating sustainable, successful places that promote well-being by understanding what people need from the places they live and work.
Technology is directly affect to our private life, social equity, health equity, community development, social support, human rights, social responsibility, and cultural competence are some criteria of social sustainability. First, we examine the relationship between the ever-changing computerized world and the social life. As an example, when we think about mobile phones and computers, they have created an easy and smooth day-to-day life. Today we are living in a networked environment. The interlinking of information and people is an essential part of a sustainable society. Social network sites like Facebook or cloud services provide attractive link between people and information and also have significant effect on personal relationships. If we think about the governance, public agencies from ministries to local communities have tend to use the technology to their work and to contact citizens. They have planned to use e-channeling services, e-identity methods, and online reservation and online complaint services. The technology can also use to our entertainment. Today we have digitalized entertainment corners all over the country. Also we have online gaming facilities. When we consider about the education, most of the education systems tend to be digitalized. They are mostly use learning management systems and distance learning methods. So we can clearly understand how the technology helps to increase the social sustainability.
Okay, now we told you that there are three main factors in sustainable development, but the most important factor is environmental development.
At the present, many of countries are developing, but they not consider environment. So we can see around the world temperature is high, pure water became scarce, the air is polluted. So in the sustainable development, we focus mainly in the environmental development. In the sustainable development, we use the natural resources, but every person, every business, every country have a responsibility to save that natural resources in the future generations. And we can see around the world and in the Sri Lanka also, many of businesses following the green concept. So they use green bags, green products. So I think this is good trend for sustainable development. And also, I think government have important role to protect the environment. They can make long-term plans by preparing strategies, regulating sectors by developing legal acts, setting standards, issuing permits, license and controlling compliance with regulation. Governments have a number of mechanisms for regulating environmental behavior of companies and public sectors, such as international conventions, environmental impact assessments, legislation and regulations. So I propose every country should prioritize to protect the environment with sustainable development.
Technology is helping the businesses, families, individuals to avoid redundancies. That's a major problem when it comes to sustainable development. So people are overusing resources to do the day-to-day activities that has redundancies. By adapting technology, so people can have one solution, so then they can use the resources optimally, then they can achieve the sustainable development. For example, when it comes to the energy, when it comes to other business resources, so that is the major problem. So if you are using resources more, so then that would be a problem for future generations to sustain their quality of life. So therefore, if you want to satisfy the needs and want with the minimum resources, so we have to adapt the technology and we have to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of using resources. Then only we can come up with the sustainable plan. So there are so many technologies, not only IT. There are so many other technologies, manufacturing technologies and other so many technologies available that you can reduce the resources use. You can reduce the wastage. So by doing that one, by adapting those technologies, the companies and the other institutions and can save resources that result in achieving sustainable development goals. So that is one aspect. There are so many other aspects. So achieving new economical benefit, that if you can use technology, you can improve the efficiencies, then those efficiencies can reduce then result to achieve more productivity. Then you can come up with more output. Then that more output can increase the quality of the life. So basically that's the thing. Other thing is the people can use technology for their day-to-day life. So then they can achieve sustainability without using sometimes, for example, emails. So we are not using paper, we are not using any other the environmentally harmful things. So you can use electronic data interchange. Then you can do the all information exchange through that one. Then we can reduce the paper usage. That will contribute to the sustainable development. So all in all, so if you can use technology, that's good for your life. That will increase your quality of life, and we can save the resources for the next generation. That is sustainable development.
Members now already explained you that main points of how technology can use sustainable development. Not only that, we have shown you ideas of Dr. Nalak Wickramasinghe under that topic.
Okay guys, so when we look at these factors, we should conclude that the focus should be on the economic, social and environment dimensions of sustainable development using the technology of the world. Last year, the growth got the Sustainable Development Goals. 17 goals for direct action to provide for sustainable development and protect the earth and communities from the harmful effects on climate change. Now the time comes to implement goals and target and resolve most pressing development challenges. The international community has recognized crucial role of science, technology and innovation as a drive for effective change. But R6 axis making different depend on how we can merge goals of science, technology and innovation with need of the community and people on the ground. So we must bring scientists, technology providers, policymakers and all other stakeholders together to join with discussion and UN. Create network between providers of new technology and train of future users. Discuss how to simulate scientific entrepreneurial for new innovative ideas and match technology with sustainable development goals. Technology have a great effect on the environment, that is, the technology create conflicts with the environment in terms of sustainable development. through subsets of them, standards are set up to achieve sustainable development. By following this standard, we can reduce the conflict between the environment and technology. This will enable us to achieve a more quality and sustainable development.